My name is Misty Matherly. I'm in Literacy Foundations 2. The course number is 337. The assignment is Reading Strategies Book Lesson and Reflection for Nonfiction. The date is January 28th, 2022. And we are going to be doing a story all about earthquakes. This is one of them that you decided you wanted to learn about. And we're going to learn about how to survey the text. Okay? So in nonfiction, they use a lot of different ways to teach you about what's in the book. Sometimes there might be bold words, or pictures might be popped out, there might be charts, different things to help you really learn about the topic. Okay? So looking at the cover here, what do you think? Well, first looking at the pictures, what do you like? How do you feel by looking at the pictures? Like, what do you think the earthquakes are something that's really bad?
Yeah.
Or is it something kind of like whenever it snows and it's just whatever, you know?
It's bad because it could crack the earth, and that would be bad.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And what does look here at these three different things here. They have like these circles, and they have like the purple, orange, and then blue over here circles. And it's the way for the author and the illustrator to show these pictures, but they pop out too against the background, so it kind of catches your eye. All right, so let's go ahead and jump in. We aren't going to read it all on video, but we'll read a few of it. Okay. So it starts off here, all nonfiction books will have a table of contents. So it kind of shows where at in the book things are located. So if you want to go to chapter 2, it's studying earthquakes. So you can learn about studying them. Or chapter 3, famous earthquakes, ones that are most remembered. So looking at these, which chapter do you want to focus on for this one? There's understanding earthquakes, studying earthquakes, famous earthquakes, or earthquake safety. Which one would you want to learn about the most for this video? Famous earthquakes? Okay. So we're going to go to page 27. Okay. It starts off here. Look at this page and tell me what you see.
I see a bunch of trash everywhere.
Yeah. Yep, I'll show them so that way you can see.
And also I see a giant boat.
Yep, giant boat. So it shows up here. They have sometimes for text, they have different like facts. They'll have them like highlighted or in little boxes just to stand out. So it says here Japan has about 1,500 earthquakes a year. And then down here it shows on March 11th, 2011, the magnitude 9.0, which that's really big, Great Sendai earthquake shook northeastern Japan. So this must be a picture from that earthquake when it occurred.
Then that did a lot of damage.
It did, yeah. People start to feel earthquakes at around magnitude 3.0. These minor quakes make the ground shake about as much as if a big truck passed by. Other earthquakes are so deadly and destructive that people continue to talk about them centuries later. Here are some of the most impactful earthquakes ever recorded. This one's called the Shanghai earthquake. It lasted just seconds, but when the magnitude 8.0 quake struck central China on January 23, 1556, it caused massive damage hundreds of miles from the epicenter. An area measuring 520 miles wide was destroyed. The quake leveled mountains and changed the path of rivers. Landslides swept away entire villages. The quake killed about 830,000 people, and it is believed to be the deadliest quake on record. So it shows here, looking at this picture, what's one of these text features here, like the bold words, the box, or whatever, that you think would tell you information about that picture?
The box.
The box, yep. So it shows here many people in Shanghai lived in house caves carved into cliffs. They died when their homes collapsed. So see all these little holes here? That's where the people lived.
But they didn't have any doors.
No. Probably back then it just didn't matter.
Yeah. And somebody could just rob them whenever they wanted.
Yeah, they could. The Great Chilean Earthquake. The most powerful earthquake ever recorded happened on May 22nd, 1960. A 621-mile-long section of fault snapped just off the southern coast of Chile. It triggered a magnitude 9.5 earthquake. The earthquake started a giant tsunami that devastated Chile's coastline before racing across the Pacific Ocean. It hit Hawaii, Japan, and the Philippines. And it shows here for this text in the green box. It shows about 2 million people were left homeless after the Chilean earthquake and tsunami in 1960. Okay. So this one's kind of a different text feature that it has. So it has a map here. How do you think that we would tell from these different colors on the maps? What do you think that we would use to know what those different colors mean?
The map key.
The map key, yep. So here's our map with the different colors here. And we would use our map key over here to let us know what everything means. The New Madrid earthquakes. During the winter of 1811 to 1812, the New Madrid seismic zone in the central United States sprung to life. It is located in the middle of a tectonic plate. There were 3 major earthquakes in the mid-7 magnitude range and thousands of aftershocks. Then, in 1895, another large quake struck the area. Its effects were felt across large parts of the eastern half of the United States. It's crazy. Okay, so looking at this map here, where do you think we are located on the map?
Somewhere around here.
Yep, so do you think that we're in the red or the yellow?
In the yellow, but with a little bit of red.
Yeah, I think we're mainly in the red, but yeah, we might be in a little bit of the yellow. So it shows here, based on this 1895 New Madrid earthquake, that our area suffered damage from the earthquake. So we would have been able, if we were alive back in 1895, whenever that earthquake happened, we would have been able to feel it and we would have suffered damage. It's kind of crazy because you don't think of earthquakes happening around here, do you? You mainly think of like thunderstorms and tornadoes. And this is another kind of text survey or text feature that you sometimes see in nonfiction books. There'll be timelines which show you the timelines of when things happen. So this is about the different discovery of the earthquakes. So we'll read this one over. It shows in 132 CE, Zhang Hein invents a seismoscope. In 1850, the seismic waves are discovered. In 1872, geologists figure out that earthquakes occur along fault lines. So you can see here on this little picture of California, this dotted line here is their huge fault line. So that's why earthquakes happen all the time in California, is because they have such a long and big fault line. It's called the San Andreas Fault. 1897, P waves and S waves and surface waves are identified. So those are the different kinds of waves that happen with earthquakes. 1912, the idea that continents drift, which leads to the idea of tectonic plates, is introduced. 1935, the Richter magnitude scale is developed. It is the main method used to measure the strength of earthquakes until the 1970s. In 1979, the moment magnitude scale is created. It replaces the use of Richter magnitude scale and is the main method used today, which is interesting because I didn't know that. I thought they still used the Richter scale.
Grandma was alive then.
She was, yep.
And she was alive then too.
Yep. 2020, NASA develops technology to monitor earthquakes from space. It's interesting. I kind of wonder how that works. Okay, so from what we have learned over this chapter, we've learned about different earthquakes that have happened, but what are the different text features that we can use to learn more about the earthquakes?
The little boxes that they have on the pages.
Yep, the boxes like this that they have on the pages. What else?
Maybe the bold words.
The bold words. Yep, good job. What
And
about
the pictures.
and the pictures? Yes. What about this?
The map.
The maps. Yep. And what else helps us? What helps us understand?
The map key.
Yeah, good job. And what's something else that we can use?
The timeline.
The timeline. Yep. Good job. And those can be found in all kinds of
Non-fiction book.
yeah, good job. And back here in all nonfiction books, they'll have what's called a glossary. So it just gives you words that you might not have known in the book. So if you're not sure what it is and you can't figure it out from reading the text, you can come back here and you can look for it and find it here. Excuse me. And it also gives you the index back here, which it talks about different words that you might want to look up. So say we wanted to know what tsunamis are. Well, on all these different pages, the word tsunami is mentioned. But on 15 right here, it has it bolded. So if we go back here and we look, it has a whole page where it talks about what tsunamis are. Pretty interesting, huh? And that can be found in all nonfiction books.